Level 1. The Karting Kid. You are 8 years old, and you do not ask for a cart, you need one. Your father drives you to a dusty circuit outside Valencia on a Saturday morning. The cart smells like burnt rubber and old fuel. It is second-hand, the seat is too big, and your feet barely reach the pedals. You go out anyway. On the first corner, you spin. On the second lap, you spin again. By lap 7, you stop spinning. By the end of the day, you are the fastest kid on the track. The instructor does not say much. He looks at your father and nods once. That nod costs your family everything. New tires are $180 a set. Race entry fees are $300 a weekend. A new helmet because you grew. A new suit because you grew again. Your mother starts working weekends. Your father skips dinners. Your sister stops going to summer camp. Nobody complains. Nobody is allowed to complain. You win your first regional race at age 9 and feel like a champion. Then you see the boy on the podium next to you. He arrived in a transporter van. You arrived in a hatchback with the cart strapped to the roof. You understand something for the first time. Speed is free, but everything around it costs a fortune. Level 2. The Regional Champion. You are 13 and you have won 3 regional titles. Your name is on a banner at the local circuit. People in your town know your face, but you only care about the stopwatch. You move into national karting, new competition, new circuits, kids whose fathers own companies instead of repair shops. They have custom seats, data engineers on laptops, and full-time mechanics. You have your dad and a toolbox from a hardware store. In a wet qualifying session at Zira, you go fastest by 4/10 against kids with professional setups. Your data readout is a piece of paper your father hand-drew at the kitchen table. After the session, a scout with a clipboard asks your name and writes it down. Nothing happens for 3 months. Then a letter arrives, a test. One day, one circuit, one chance, 50 kids, 6 spots. You sleep 2 hours the night before and get the fastest time of the day, but 5 spots go to kids from wealthy academies and 1 to a wild card. You learn that talent opens the door, but someone still has to decide to unlock it. Level 3. The Academy Driver. You are 15. A Formula 4 team signs you to their junior academy. You move to a new city and share an apartment with 2 other drivers who barely speak your language. You eat pasta most nights. Simulator sessions start at 7 a.m., physical training at 6 a.m. Your coach tells you on day 1, 12 drivers in this program, 4 reach F3, 2 reach F2, 1 might reach F1. Statistically, it won't be you. You write the numbers on tape inside your helmet. The F4 car is heavier, faster, and louder than a kart. First race weekend, you qualify 12th and finish 8th. The Academy sends a review, room for improvement, focus on tire management, tendency to overdrive in Sector 2. You read it 17 times. By mid-season, you qualify 4th. By the final race, you take your first podium in 2nd place. 2nd place has never felt so much like losing, but the technical director pulls you aside and says 4 words. You'll be back next year. You don't celebrate the podium, you celebrate those 4 words. Level 4. The Formula 3 Racer. You are 17. Formula 3. Real circuits. Spa, Monza, Silverstone. The first time you drive through Eau Rouge flat out, your hands shake before you reach it. Then you're through in 3 seconds and something changes permanently. You qualify 5th for the first race. Your teammate, a kid from Monaco whose father raced in F2, qualifies 2nd. The team gives him newer spec parts for race day, calling it a logistics issue. You finish 4th. Your teammate retires with a mechanical failure. The logistics issue never happens again. Halfway through the season, the championship leader, a 19-year-old Finn with ice in his eyes, crashes into you at Mugello. Racing incident. No penalty. You lose a potential podium. He gains 3 points. After the race, he finds you in the paddock away from cameras. Good race, he says. He means it. You shake his hand and mean it too. You finish the season 3rd in the championship. 3 F2 teams have your name on their shortlists. You learn that in motorsport, timing matters as much as talent. Level 5. The Formula 2 Contender. You are 19. Formula 2, 1 step from the grid. The cars have real downforce now. At Baku, you hit 310 km per h on the straight and the steering wheel vibrates like something is about to break. Nothing is breaking, that's just real speed. Your race engineer Marcus communicates in numbers and silences. The championship fight is brutal. 4 drivers within 12 points entering the final 3 rounds. In the penultimate race, you lead with 4 laps to go when a safety car comes out. Marcus calls you in. You hesitate for 1 second on the radio. You rejoin 3rd, Push hard, pass both cars, and cross the line first. But stewards rule you gained an advantage during the safety car. A 5-second penalty drops you to third. Marcus says nothing in the debrief. He closes his laptop and says, "Same thing next week, better execution." You nod, win the final race from pole, and finish second in the championship by 4 points. 3 F1 teams have now watched your telemetry. In F2, you're not racing the other drivers, you're auditioning. Level 6. The F1 Rookie. You are 21. Your name is on an F1 car, on the chassis, the garage wall, and your credential. The first time you sit in it during testing at Bahrain, the cockpit closes around you and the engine idle vibrates in your chest like a second heartbeat. Your engineer, Petra, asks for a systems check over the radio. You freeze and forget the sequence you rehearsed 200 times in the simulator. She waits. You remember, read it back, and she moves on as if nothing happened. Your first race weekend, you qualify 14th. Your veteran teammate qualifies 6th. You finish 12th. The media asks how it feels to be out-qualified and if the car is too complex. You smile and answer without answering. By race 8, you qualify 10th. By race 12, you score your first points finishing 8th. The team gets 7 seconds of coverage on the highlights reel. You watch it 40 times. You learn that in F1, your best day is somebody else's filler content. Level 7. The established driver. You are 24 and have spent 3 seasons on the grid. You are no longer a rookie or a novelty. You are expected. Your contract was renewed quietly via a PDF sent to your manager on a Tuesday afternoon. You score points regularly, podium occasionally, and won 1 race last season in mixed conditions at Interlagos where strategy and weather converged, making you the fastest man on earth for 23 laps. You still think about those 23 laps, but the team is restructuring under a new technical director. This season's car is slow, 7th or 8th fastest on the grid. You extract everything from it, and engineers across the paddock know it, but cameras follow the cars at the front. Your teammate is 20, fast, fearless, and unbothered by pressure because he hasn't felt real pressure yet. In debriefs, telemetry shows you're faster in Sector 1, equal in Sector 2, but 0.3 slower in Sector 3. They don't tell you what that means for next year's seat. They don't need to. Consistency keeps you in the car, but pace keeps your seat. Level 8. The race winner. You are 27. New team, better car. The move took 2 years of negotiation, a pay cut, and a performance clause. The car is genuinely fast. You qualify second in Melbourne for the opener. During the formation lap, you look at the podium being built and look away too early. The race is 48 laps of wheel-to-wheel battling, ending with you crossing the line first. Your engineer's voice cracks on the radio. Your team principal cries in the pit lane. You are shaking. In the press conference, someone asks if this validates your career. You think of Valencia, the hatchback, your mother working weekends, and the tape inside your helmet. It confirms a direction, you say. Validation comes later. You win 3 more races that season and finish 4th in the championship. The team builds next year's car around your feedback. Winning a race doesn't give you certainty, it gives you something heavier. Expectation. Level 9. The championship contender. You are 29. It's September with 4 races left, and you are second in the World Championship, 11 points behind. The paddock feels different, cameras follow you everywhere, and questions shift from if to when. Sleep becomes rare as you watch telemetry footage until 1 a.m. In Japan, you take pole, lead every lap, and win by 14 seconds, cutting the gap to 2 points. In Qatar, a stuck wheel nut costs you 9 seconds, dropping you to 5th while your rival wins. Gap grows to 9 points. You sit alone in your motorhome for 20 minutes, thinking about quitting this intense version of life where every lap carries the weight of 1,000 expectations. Then you stand up and return to the data. In the penultimate race, you win while your rival finishes 3rd. Final round, tied on points. A title decided in 1 afternoon. You've spent your whole life preparing for a moment no preparation can fully reach. Level 10. The world champion. You are still 29, on the last lap of the season finale in 2nd place, directly behind your rival. Whoever finishes higher wins the title. 14 corners left, your tires 4 laps older. Gap is 1.8 seconds. With 12 corners left, you find a deep calmness, pure clarity. You push the car to its absolute limit and beyond. 9 corners left, gap 0.9 seconds. 6 corners left. You see his rear wing flex. 3 corners left, you dive inside at the chicane, hold your line and pass. You cross the line first. The radio explodes, the crowd roars. On the cool-down lap in the fading light, you allow yourself one thought. The karting kid from Valencia made it. On the podium, the anthem plays and the trophy is heavy. Later, the technical director shows you next year's projections, faster lap times, higher expectations, contract clause to defend or renegotiate. Winning didn't finish the story, it started a new one with higher stakes. Level 11. The defending champion. You are 30, your car has a target on it and so do you. Every team spent winter analyzing your telemetry and radio calls. New regulations hurt your car concept. You qualify third, your hungry 22-year-old teammate qualifies second in the wet. A bad strategy call leaves you fifth in the race, prompting headlines, champion struggles. In Monaco you respond with pole position and masterclass racecraft, managing a 0.4-second gap for 8 laps while saving tires to win. In the garage, an old mechanic who's been in F1 for 22 years catches your eye and nods once, the same nod the instructor gave your father in Valencia. Defending isn't about protecting what you won, it's about proving it was never a fluke. Level 12. The veteran. You are 35 with 2 world championships. A third was lost in Abu Dhabi by 6 points when a rival had the faster car, and you shook his hand on the podium and meant it. You've learned to drive cars that give everything and cars that give nothing. Young drivers coming through grew up watching you win. An 18-year-old Brazilian tells you at Monza that you're why he started karting. You sign the inside of his helmet. The team relies on you for development direction and 5-hour feedback sessions. On Saturdays in qualifying, you still feel that stillness inside the helmet where the world shrinks to corners and braking points. You qualify sixth, the young Brazilian qualifies second and asks what you felt through Lesmo. You tell him everything. The most useful thing you can do now with what you know is give it away. Level 13, the final season. You are 37, you announce in February that this is your last year. The choice was yours, sitting at your kitchen table in Geneva, knowing with total certainty you were ready to stop, not because you lost speed, but because you found peace. Every circuit carries last time weight, last time at Suzuka, last time through the Monaco tunnel, last time hearing Monza cheer. You win 2 races and enter Abu Dhabi 6th in the standings. In the sunset, you drive the formation lap slowly, looking at the grandstands. Lights go out, you drive like it's your first race, and finish 4th. On the cool-down lap, your engineer asks if you want to say anything. You tell them, "This was the only thing I ever wanted to do, and I got to do it." The garage is silent for 3 seconds, then everyone claps. Epilogue. After the helmet. You are 38. The helmet sits on a shelf where you can reach it. Some mornings you put it on just for a second in the silence of a room that smells nothing like a paddock. You consult, mentor young drivers, and do commentary for 3 races a year because you earned the right to choose. The hunger doesn't leave, it just finds new things to be hungry for. At a karting circuit outside Valencia, a father and his 8-year-old walk toward a second-hand kart. The boy's helmet is too big, his feet barely reach the pedals. You watch from the pit fence. You were that kid once, and everything after was the long, beautiful, brutal answer to a child's question, what if I'm fast enough? It turns out you were.